Hi team, welcome back to another vlog. I am so excited to do this vlog because this is all about a September reset. The kids are back to school, hopefully they are for you. I know some schools in the area aren't starting back until next week. My thoughts are with you at this difficult time. But I want to do this reset because they're back into their routine. That means that we get to get back into our routine. It's about getting your head back in the game, focusing on what you want, what you need, what you value, and just taking steps towards that. That is my entire ethos for life. And I am currently sat up with my little desk situation. I've just gone down to B&M. I've got a little velvet chair here as well because I just can't do with sitting on that sofa all day long. I am too old for my back to deal with that. Apparently, I'm just in constant back pain, and that's not the vibe. So I thought I would walk you through my little reset, what I'm doing. I've just done this with one of my one-to-one clients this morning, and I am feeling pumped. I'm feeling ready to go. So let's do this. So now that we are comfy, we are situated, the process that I am going through is for my business. I've got goals for my business. I have ideas of what it is that I want to focus on, what I want to promote, what I want to be doing. And you just kind of need to remind yourself a little bit after a break, after some time off, what you're actually trying to achieve, who you're speaking to, what it is that you're trying to say, and how to do that. I tend to go through these periods of amnesia, I'm not even joking, where I genuinely sit there and think, who am I? What am I even offering? What am I good at again? So that Blink 182 song, what's my name again? What's my name again? That is me on a regular basis. So I've got a little bit of a process that I go through, and I keep it all in something called the brand edit, just because it is so much easier having this. First of all, color coded. The dopamine is just fantastic for my brain. But the messaging section is all split out into basically what we call buyer's cycle. So it's a psychology process very similar to the psychology of change that our brains naturally move through whenever we're trying to make a decision about something, whenever we're trying to make some change in our life, whenever we're trying to make a decision to purchase something. We go through different stages and our brains naturally go through this. So whenever I'm creating my content, whenever I need a little bit of a reset, I always come back to this process. Now, this process works whether you're doing a social media post, whether you're creating a blog post, an email, a sales page, a YouTube video. Whatever the process is the easiest way for someone to watch one piece of your content and by the end of it come to a decision about you, whether they're going to follow you, whether they're going to purchase from you, or whether they're going to just be like, you know what, I want to stick around and see what this chick has to offer. So first of all, what you want to do and what I do is identify what the desire is. Acknowledge what the desire, what the need is, what the struggle, the challenge, the pain point, whatever you want to call it, we acknowledge that step first. The reason we do that is because if you think about someone buying a TV, right? The first thing they'll do is go to Google and they will type in TV. They don't yet know maybe what size of TV they want, what brand they want, they don't know what features they want, they just know they're in the market for a TV. It's similar when I'm selling my services as a brand strategist, right? I identify to myself what is the first thing that my ideal audience are going to Google. They're going to search. They're going to look up the problem that they have, or they're going to look up the desire that they have. In my case, it's women who are looking to create a personal brand that gives them a level of freedom in their life. They want a personal brand that makes them money. How do I get paid for being me? That if it was going to be a Google search, how do I get paid for being me would be the first step. The second step is to go into that further detail. Okay, that person searching for a TV, now they're going to get a bunch of search results and the options are going to be based around the brand. It's going to be based around the features. It's going to be based around the size of the TV. For me in this stage, the next step is about understanding what it is that I specifically can help them with. So the best way to do that is to talk about an emotional experience. I would talk about my experience of wanting to be paid for being me and starting my own business 3 years ago. Always wanting one, not knowing where to start, how that happened for me, how I kind of created my brand, how I decided on what to talk about, what not to talk about, how to offer things in that way, and how I basically went around building that, how I decided to market myself in the way that I did. That is basically a before versus after picture. What did my life look like before? How does it look now? How did I feel before? How do I feel now? These things are really talking into that psychology that someone is looking for. When they are looking up, I want to get paid for being me. How do I go about that? Oh my God, she's talking about an experience that's very similar to mine. She's talking about the same emotions I'm having, the same thoughts I'm having. I'm going to click on her and I'm going to listen. That's basically the way that it goes. The stage after that is then intent. It's an intent to purchase, and they're like, okay, how do I go about buying this? Like, what are the best options for me? You know, if it's a TV situation, where is selling this TV? Where is the best option for this TV? Do I buy it online, go into the store and pick it up there? Like, what do I want to do with this? This is an intent to purchase, and you basically just reiterate all of the features, all of the benefits, like all of the value in the best way possible for that person to buy from you. So for me, I'm like, right, okay, they are understanding that they relate to my story. They are understanding that they want to be paid for being them. Now they're at this intent to purchase now. So I'm like, right, okay, these are the different ways that you can work with me. I have my Reinvent group program. If that's something that you want to do, we're starting that in a couple of months for the September reset. FYI, if you want to join, the link's in the description. We're going to start that in 2 weeks' time. Or do they want to work one-to-one with me? I only open up 3 one-to-one spots every single quarter. Is one available? Here's where you would find that out. Do you know what I mean? So you start to show them what the best option is for them and their circumstances to purchase from you. That's what I've been going through. The last step is just hitting purchase. You make that so simple for that person. Is there an offer going on? Is there a limited time that they have to purchase by? Like, for example, Reinvent starts in 2 weeks, so you've got to get in by then. Otherwise, the doors are closed. So it's like, how do they buy that from you? Do they DM you? Do they click a link? Is it on your website? How do they do that? It's just really making that step from, okay, I'm ready, to purchasing, like such a simple one-step situation. So that is the kind of process that you go through, and you can see how that would link into like a sales page. It would link into some social media content. If you were to do a carousel post on Instagram, for example, or you can do the same on TikTok, you would literally put the posts in the order of that run through, with the first thing being you're wanting to be paid for being you, the very last one, DM me for the link. That's it. So you take them through the journey, you take them through that psychology of sales, that psychology of change, of making a decision, and show them why you're the best person without actually feeling icky about it, without feeling like you are manipulating people into purchasing from you, without all these different things. So that's where I've been going through in my process. And like I've got here, I've got these things at the start, like all of those questions, and then I've answered them below, because like I said, I always get to a point where I maybe, depending on parts of my cycle, to be honest, I start doubting myself. I start questioning what it is that I'm even doing. I'm just like, oh my God, can I even do this? Am I capable of doing this? All of the imposter syndrome hits. And when you have a document like this that just really reiterates to you, you know what you're talking about. You've been doing this for 10 years in a professional capacity. In my career, for example, I've been self-employed for 3 years. I've got even more practical experience on top of that. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I just need the reminder, and I just need to put it into a system that I can then take that information, create some content, and know that everything I'm doing is intentional, has a purpose, and is actually converting people, and not just kind of being like, oh, I'm jumping on this trend because I'm trying to get some conversion, or I'm trying to get someone to like my content today. I want people to see my content and work with me. That is my intention for it. That's the process of doing that. FYI, if you want a brand edit like this is something that I offer. So there's always kind of an option for you to purchase this. So if you are interested in that, I'll link below so that you can see about that. I use things like your human design to go through this as well, because it's so impactful when you understand not just like what your impact is and your kind of purpose and your strengths and how that relates to a brand and how you can attract the right people. When I say attract the right people, I don't mean we attract, we don't chase type situation. I mean like how you can create content that talks to the right people who are really made for you. When you've got that in front of you, it feels so validating. And I think that's the biggest thing. My client that I had this morning, we were going through it, and I picked out the key parts that I felt like were so applicable to her and her business idea and her situation. It wasn't just a bunch of random information just for the sake of it, but rather, this is the thing that I believe is going to help you. This is the thing that I believe trips you up the most often. How can we get around that? How can we use that to our advantage? It was really about that situation of looking at human design for that purpose. So it's definitely less about information overload and more about how can I actually use this to take steps in my life and to create change and to just, like I said at the beginning, get paid for being me. That's all I've ever wanted in my life, and I am so grateful that that is something that I get to say that I get to do now in my life. And I just think that's crazy around my 2 kids. That's essentially the reset that I want to get into. The reset is also coming about how I want to put that out in the world, deciding on what my marketing is going to be. Am I wanting to keep posting on Instagram? That's something that I've been thinking about at the minute, because I'm just like, I don't actually know if it's the right platform for me. I don't know if it's the right platform for the audience that I've currently got or that I want to attract. I feel like a lot of people on Instagram are doom scrolling rather than, actually wanting to make any kind of change. I feel like people come to YouTube for that a lot more. I definitely am on YouTube and I will search things that I actually want to watch. And I feel like there's more intention behind it. So again, I'm like, do I use shorts more than Instagram Reels? Who knows? This is all part of the reset. So yeah, that is the process that we're going through. So definitely whenever you are looking to just kind of get back on track with your messaging and your brand and why you're building your brand and how you're doing that, going through that sales psychology, that psychology of change is the best way to really get in your head what it is that you're selling, what it is that your brand is about, because people buy outcomes and solutions. Okay, they don't buy fluffy, sounds too good to be true, vague concepts. They're just not into it. I think people have definitely been burned from doing so in the past 2 years, that they're now like, nah, unless I can see physical results and proof that you're going to deliver what you say you're going to deliver, then I don't want it. And I'm definitely one of those people. I'm like, I'm not interested in buying courses and stuff unless I can actually feel like I'm going to get the thing that I need from it. One of my clients that I had in Reinvent in round 1, Leanne, she completely burned everything down, and it has been such an uncomfortable time for her, because I think so many people don't realise that to have a new life, you have to get rid of the old one. To a certain extent, you have to rewrite your identity, reinvent your identity and everything that you do. And with that comes uncomfortable feelings and like, oh my God, is this working? I don't know if it's working. I can't see anything working. And she's just launched a new program that's fully in alignment with everything that we worked on together in Reinvent. And she launched it yesterday, and this morning she messaged me, she's just got her second sign up. And I am so pumped for it, because when you put in the effort to make it really work for you and it pays off, it's the most satisfying thing ever. I feel like this is just a brilliant week to get into our reset. September's a new month. It's now the bear months, the burrrr months, if you love it. It is rainy, it is foggy, it is dull outside, and I've got the light on at 12:40 p.m. and I'm not mad about it. Give me another month of this, probably, and I'll be like, where's the sunshine? But I just feel really ready to go, and I'm so glad that I gave myself the rest over the summer so that I actually feel rested and ready to go, rather than dragging my feet into this a little bit. So yes, if anyone has any questions about any of this process, put them in the comments. Honestly, I will get back to every single one of you. And again, if you want to join me in Reinvent, where we go through this process, where we completely look at how you're showing up in your marketing and your personal brand, how you're putting all of that out there, and really making sure that everything you're offering is supportive of your needs, your wants, your values, and the life that you want to live, then please, please, please have a look at it. Drop me a DM on Instagram at Maria Tate Official, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.